So this Home Depot delivery is going 7.2 miles in 14 minutes. Then we're going to go to the airport and check out, see if they have some luggage delivery as well. Parish. It's the name of a feature that I want to do, set in Maine, about a witch that you cannot see. And there's a dog that a man has, he's ousted from this community. Only it's really about the movie that's being made, kind of about like a Robert Eggers film. And he gets ousted from his Puritan community in the 1600s. And his dog that he finds, he calls Parish. He finds a dog. So he runs through the forest looking for him at times, yelling out, Parish, Parish. There's a witch that you cannot see. You can only hear her voice. Then it cuts out of that, and you can see behind the scenes and the director's involved. So it's really a movie about a movie. The director takes the actor aside and starts talking to him, giving him notes and stuff. I only have the idea of swimming around, but the word around it is called Parish. To the airport. Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It does take some time. Sorry about that right there. It does take time on Roadie, quite a bit of time. Kind of reminds me a little bit of DoorDash. But what's good is that when you go around the airport area, you can get luggage pieces as well. And you can make actually a little bit of money doing luggage pieces, like picking up, you know, luggage that people. So what happens is people will leave their luggage at the airport, or something will get messed up, and you can use Roadie to drop it off at your doorstep. So it does work out. 7-Eleven dog. It does work out on aspects by the airport. So always say, if you're a roadie, keep that in mind. Maybe work around the airport or in that area, because you could always get an airport drop. When I was a kid, all of this was fields. It was like pond and fields and ducks and cattle. Now that's a Charles Schwab. I think there's a JP Morgan over here too. They set up camp right here in Southlake because of IBM. My sister and I would play in those fields when we were younger. Charles Schwab. Well, not really that mad. I used to work for a bank. So they have a new bridge, or they're reconstructing this bridge. I thought it was JP Morgan's. I said Fidelity. Remember that wood pan flute, that Rainy Love plays to Grace Lippen. It's a cool little moment. I guess in movie making they have zones for zoning. That says zone 47. So you would like pay for the zone that would, you know, be zoned for the movie, I guess. Meaning they would portion out parts of areas that you would have control over for the movie, so other people couldn't, you know, F it up. You know what I mean? At least, of course, you make a documentary. In a documentary, then you want them to F it up, but in a narrative, it'd be just like impossible. I worked in a movie when I was very young. I was like maybe 19 or going on 20. And it was in Dallas. It was called Only in America, with a guy named Rusty. I found his last name not very long ago, but I don't remember it. I just remember it was Rusty and some lady. They were from NYU. And they had a budget, and they came down to Dallas to make this movie about, it's kind of about like police corruption and marijuana. This was like early 90s, and I played a student in it, but I didn't have like I didn't have a speaking role. I just was in the classroom where these drug dogs come in. And anyway, so they went to a fish concert and got permission to use fish in the movie. the band Fish. And it's in the movie. It's called Only in America. It was done on 35 millimeter. Rusty and I, who was the director, I did a monologue from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and he liked my monologue, but he ended up just giving me an extra role. I was very young. I was like 19. He gave some of the speaking roles to more complex Dallas actors, which I respect him for that. But we had a conversation about Taxi Driver and Scorsese right there in the audition. I just told him what a fan I was of Taxi Driver and Martin Scorsese, and because Scorsese was probably at the time teaching at NYU, off and on. Probably maybe even been Rusty's student, or at least, you know, a student of a student. I don't know what happened to Rusty, though. The film bombed. It did very, very poorly. It didn't get any attention at all. It didn't make the festival. It made USA Film Festival. I don't know where it is now. I don't know if it made digital. I don't know, but it would be cool to see. It's a cool little film. But the reason I'm bringing this up, particular reason, is because when we were in Dallas, we were at a bar by the SMU area, and these people came in while we were making the movie and just were like yelling and screaming, and we would have to do these intermittent takes around these rude, like, SMU students going, "Hey, making a movie!" That's what the worst thing, you know, when you're making a movie, having someone yell in the background, "You're making a movie, we're making a movie," you know, because you can get that on the boom mic. And then Rusty tried to calm them down. Rusty was not a very big guy, but we were a lot of actors were there. And this one great actor had this long monologue about shrooms or something. He would get it almost right, and then he would mess up, and then he would say he messed up and show that he messed up, which you can't do because you got to just go with it. There's ways to cut around it, but we had to do like 4 or 5 takes. Rusty was sweating, and I think we were just people that were at the bar. That's pretty much what we were. Just people in the restaurant. We were just extras in the restaurant. But that's why you have to zone, and I don't think he zoned that restaurant. It was like guerrilla filmmaking, because they had a very limited budget. They probably used the budget on film and the development of film. That kind of thing is what they probably is what I'm assuming they did. And maybe a little bit on costumes and a little bit on the lead actors to pay them a little bit of money. But this was like his project coming out of NYU in like 1993 or 4. You know, it was right when I got at Wesleyan. I was a freshman at Texas Wesleyan University. And it was a big deal to be a part of this movie, because Connie Whitlambert, who was part of Film and Media, or at least she taught it, and her husband was part of Film and Media, she had a good feeling that this movie was going to be a cult classic. And you know what? It very well could be found. But I don't know if it's in 35 millimeter only. I don't know. It's floating around there. So it may be in a closet somewhere. I don't know. But it was at a film festival, USA Film Festival, 93, 94, around that time. It wasn't a documentary, though. It was narrative. American Eagle. Oh, wow.